Well, hello and good evening and welcome to the Green Room, and a refurbished Green Room we have here this evening, and I have two lovely ladies here I'll introduce you to in a moment. I need Mary to get in another drop of water before I start talking to her. But last week I mentioned the chair, the new chair that we got, the new furniture actually that we got from McIntyre's Furnitures on the Dublin Road in Cavan, and this is my chair. This has been given to me, and I mentioned it last week. A lot of people said they couldn't see it, so this is the chair that I was given. This is Tara, this is Mary, you'll see them in a moment. But this, look, that is so cool. How cool is that, girls?
It's pretty cool.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Cool. That's good. And that was sponsored on the Green Room by McIntyre's Furniture, Dublin Road, Cavan. Tara Maria Lovett. Mary, what's your second name, Mary?
Mary Cronin.
Mary Cronin.
Yes.
Mary has roots in Cavan that we shall be getting to in just a minute. But the reason we have the ladies here this evening is because Tara Maria Lovett. Hello, darling.
Hello, Paul. How are you? Not so bad.
You see, you've gone slightly bray posh again.
Yeah, no, I know.
You know,
I know it's.
You're at
the North County Wicklow is coming out of me. Yes,
yeah. That's fine. It's fine. We understand it around here. Tara has written a play called The Massrock. Now, before we get into the synopsis of the play, blah blah blah, why Mary's here as well, we're going to find out a bit about Tara. Tara Maria Lovett.
That's right.
There's a story behind this name.
There's a kind of a story behind the name. I was born near enough to Patrick's Day, and my mother was in the horror of calling me Patricia. Mm-hmm. So she decided to call me Tara after St. Patrick going to the Hill of Tara. Oh. And then she was a teacher, so she was teaching in a convent school, and a very old nun, a completely gorgeous old nun called Sister Madeline, said, "Oh, Stella, Tara's a lovely name, but you need to give her a lady's name as well." So my mother came up with Tara Maria. Oh. But I was never actually called Tara Maria, I was always just called Tara. But when I write, kind of out of, I suppose, slight superstition to that very old nun, I use the full name. So when I sign my work, I sign Tara Maria Lovett.
So as you've guessed by now, Tara is a playwright and she signs it Tara Maria Lovett to keep the Catholic ethos in it, so to speak, because the Massrock, which is being performed in the
Rammer Theatre
on the 1st of July.
Mm-hmm. 1st of July.
One night only.
One night only so far. But we're hoping for bigger things, a tour, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then hopefully to bring the play to Dublin. That would be the plan.
Before we get into the Massrock, what about yourself? Kicking off.
How did I get into writing for theatre?
When did you write your first play?
I probably wrote my first play when I was about 12.
6 years ago?
Yeah. Thereabouts. And I met another lovely old lady walking her dog. I was quite into dogs at the time, so I offered to walk her dog, and it turned out that she was a retired civil servant. And I wrote my first play, but sure, I didn't know how to type. So she typed my first play for me. And it was a terribly long play. It was called The Granite Bird. Never forget it. Don't ask me now what it was about, but it went on. It had like 4 acts or something. It was massive. It was kind of Ulysses for a 12-year-old. It never got anywhere.
But how did you know acts and things like that? How did you know Act 1, Act 2?
Don't know.
You're 12. Were you literally reading? Or?
No, never did a whole lot of reading. I suppose maybe I was in a kind of a just gone to secondary school, and there was quite a kind of cliquey crowd that were in the kind of drama bit of the secondary school. Now I could never get in because I can't act, so I never got put in a play. But I suppose I would have seen a couple of plays, and I had an aunt who was quite into theatre. My own family wasn't into theatre at all. It was kind of slightly frowned upon as dubious.
Yeah.
But this aunt would have brought me to plays, and one of the first plays I saw was Equus in the Gaiety.
Baptism of Fire.
Fabulous play.
Yeah.
And that totally changed my life, seeing Equus. Really changed my life. Never forgot it. And so this old lady typed the first play, and we were lifelong friends. And actually, as it turns out, she passed away 2 years ago, and we weren't family or anything, but quite out of the blue then, I got a phone call to say that she'd left me a sum of money and so that's the money that's funding putting on this play. Yeah,
fantastic.
So it's kind of in her memory. Her
Yeah.
name was Eileen Douglas. Beautiful, beautiful woman, and she was fascinated by the fact that I'd be writing plays. She thought it was just great.
But she saw potential because...
Well, she had to type them with the carbon paper,
Yeah,
you know, back in the day with
yeah.
the big typewriter, and I would sit beside her and watch her.
No word
And then-
processes there or anything like that.
Not a thing, not a thing.
And she did Equus.
No, she didn't bring me to Equus. Another aunt brought me to Equus. Auntie Kay brought me to Equus, and then she started bringing me to the Abbey.
Did Auntie Kay warn you before she put in the...
No, Auntie Kay was gas. Auntie Kay wasn't an aunt. She was my mother's best friend. Lovely woman, but she was great crack. She was a kind of a gin drinking, fairly wild woman. Very, very interesting woman in her day, and she just loved theatre. She loved the drama of theatre, and my mother would just thought theatre was so boring. My mother wouldn't go to a play if it was in the back garden, you know. But Auntie Kay thought it was great.
I just have to say Equus, it wasn't Oliver Twist.
No, I know, but it was great. Oh, sure, look at
It's violent.
No,
For anybody that's watching that doesn't know, Equus is is it about a boy that blinds a horse?
Exactly. But there were these beautiful...
Laugh a minute. It's great crack.
No, it was great. No, but it was great. I just remember, I don't know, it must have been an English company came over to do it. I can't even really remember now, but I just remember, I probably didn't even understand the half of it at the time, but the thing I do remember was the actors on stage dressed with huge silver, worn silver headpieces of horses' heads. And I was just in heaven. I just thought, this is the business. This is unbelievable.
I think the lead was played by Mark Lester, who was Oliver.
Yeah.
Mary, am I right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
That rings a bell. It was his turning point in his career.
Yeah.
This before he became the dad of Michael Jackson's children, which is another story altogether.
Yes, we're learning.
But anyway, Cara, back to... So we'll talk about that after when we're off camera.
Okay.
Not the children, but Equus.
So Equus was, I just thought, my God, imagine... Well, I don't know what I thought. I didn't think much at 13, but then I wrote fiction then, and I kept writing fiction and never really getting anywhere with it. And in school, I suppose teachers thought the stuff was quite dark, and she's a bit weird, and she's probably very good, but she's a bit weird.
And were you? Were you quiet?
No.
Unfortunately, at Ireland then, it was if you were quiet, you were odd. You know, it was...
Yeah, I mean... I suppose in the secondary school I wasn't that happy, you know.
Yeah.
I wasn't that happy, so I suppose I was a bit of a loner.
You weren't happy in secondary school?
No.
I love you even more.
No, I wasn't.
I
mean, was anybody happy in secondary school? Really, like,
no.
It wasn't like, no, I think life for me really started when I repeated the Leaving Cert. I think everybody should repeat the Leaving Cert, but not in their own school.
Repeat it.
No, it was best year of my life repeating the Leaving Cert. Yeah. It was fabulous. And then I suppose after that I did a writing course in Dingle with Michael Harding.
Oh, from Cavan.
Yeah. Who is... I would hold him in very, very high regard. I mean, there kind of isn't an older high enough.
Very highly respected writer.
Yeah, he's just superb. And
one of our own, one of Cavan Town's own, Michael Harding.
Yeah, hugely proud to have been able to spend any time on him at all. I didn't know anything about theatre going on the course, really, not really. Been to see a few plays, not really. And it was a week-long course. Over the course of the week we had to come up with a synopsis for a play, and he was just hugely encouraging. And he just really said, what are you doing writing fiction? Why are you writing fiction? You need to be writing for theatre. And so I kind of thought, well, I mean, he's the man, like. He knows. Yeah. So, I mean, if he says I should do it, well then, you know what I mean? Give me a bit of confidence. So then I just started writing plays, and it all, I suppose, kind of kicked off then. I would have written some one-act plays. I won a couple of awards with them, and then focused...
Hold on. Come on.
What did I
what did you win?
Okay, I won an award. First of all, I won an award called the Fingal Scribe with the one-act play. And after that, Focus Theatre in Dublin.
Fingal Scribe, which would be Dublin.
Yeah.
So you were up against it. It wasn't... You weren't in the country, you were up against it.
No, it was in Dublin, and it was lovely. I won the prize, and there's a beautiful Ardgillan Castle, I think is the name of the place, over there in Skerry somewhere, where you went for the prize, and it was great. And then after that particular play, Focus Theatre in Dublin, Deirdre O'Connell, God rest her, picked up the play. And I have to say, hats off, Deirdre O'Connell really gave me my first start in professional theatre.
Kicked it off.
Took two one-act plays and put them on in the Lunchtime series, and that was really what got me a bit of notice. and I was sitting in the back of the Focus with kind of directors doing the plays, and
were you just in your element?
I was just in my element and half terrified. Deirdre was full on now.
Yeah.
No messing like.
Yeah.
I remember one day, just before the play was put on, Deirdre tore strips off me. I think what happened was the director turned around and asked me my opinion on something. Total no-no. And then stupidly I gave my opinion while she lit on me. But the plays went on, and the plays did well, people liked them. And then I won an award called the OZ Whitehead Literary Award in Dublin, and then I won an award with another one-act play down in Waterford, the Eamon Keane.
This girl is good. We'll keep an eye on this one. This is going to be good now. This
was all back in 2001, and then I sent a full-length play down to Listowel Writers' Week, and I won the Eamon Keane Full-Length Play Award, Listowel Writers' Week, with a full-length play.
What?
Yeah, I had a bit of a spell there.
You did?
In over a 2-year period, I just won everything I entered. It was quite extraordinary at the time, and I was really like.
Were you going? Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute now.
Do you know what it is?
Oh, was it inspirational? Was it saying to you? Yeah.
No. It was 10 years ago. I was in a very different space. I don't even know how much I was letting any of it in, to be honest with you. I was still dogged with, but really, I'll be found out in the end as being crap. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. But that
is the arty thing, isn't it? You're never...
Yeah.
You're never happy.
But then a young director from Trinity took the work, and I put my first full-length professional production on in the Project Arts Centre, a play called The Suck.
Yeah.
I think that was in 2001. And then we put another play on in Dublin Castle. Brilliant. Another full-length play, and that got shortlisted for an Irish Times Theatre Award that year.
This is going on and on and on, isn't it? You're going to tell me now in a minute Jack Nicholson writes
No.
Back your ass already. Keep writing.
No, it was a very exciting time because, look at Druid was talking to me, and the Abbey was in doing readings of plays, and it was all happening.
Now, hold on now. Has it just come to a slow down pace, or is it?
No, what happened was life took over from art, and sickness in the family, things. The real world kicked in, and I had to step out of playground and step into dealing with the real world. And the next decade really was taken up with the real world. Yeah, with the real world. Yeah. So I suppose now and then I moved to Cavan 4 years ago. I have some very good friends up here, and I suppose I always felt a lot of the dialect and language that I use when I'm writing is influenced by this part of the country. So I never would have written in a Dublin dialect, if you will. So, and I was always attracted to rural Ireland. I suppose I kind of feel Cavan's kind of my spiritual home. I know that sounds a bit mad, but it kind of always did it for me, really. So,
well, there's one or two bits you're saying there, and I understood it perfectly, because the Cavanese, he lit on me. She lit on me.
But she did.
Yeah. I found the wind at my back. But, only Cavan people understand them saying,
Yeah. So, house prices and various other things, I moved to Cavan 4 years ago.
And this is your home now?
This is my home.
Ballyjamestuff
is my home now.
And Baileyborough is Mary's home. We'll be getting to you, Mary. Don't think
no, you can leave me.
You sit there listening, but don't worry.
Let her go on.
When you hear that word, that's the camera going around, panning around to you. No. The Mass Rock.
So the Mass Rock. 18 months ago, I was working in Wexford, and I took a walk in a woods on the side of a mountain one day, and got quite lost, but saw these little tiny signs saying this way to the Mass Rock. I'd never heard of a Mass Rock before, so I went and came to a little small clearing, and there was a Mass Rock. And I suppose the image of it just stayed with me, and I just started thinking, what kind of things could happen at a Mass Rock other than Mass?
Yes, yeah.
So I guess I had that image, and then I suppose some other kind of thoughts, and I suppose I just started writing a play. And where did I really get the idea for the play? It's very hard to say. I guess a play is a kind of visual thing, so for me it's something like, I see an image of a dead magpie and I wonder, God, if two people were talking about that, what would they be saying? I guess it's just, I'm trying to write theatre that we're not just looking at tables and chairs and bars, that when people go to the theatre that they're going to see images that they're going to remember. So I try to bring stuff into the work that's visual, because it
without
is a visual.
shocking, without giving the shock element, or are you going for the shock element as well?
Yeah,
Are you Sarah Maria Hitchcock?
Well, no,
come on.
no. I mean, I guess it's not shock, but I want people moved. I don't want them sitting there thinking about where we're going to go for a drink afterwards, or did we pay for parking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Really
I want them sitting there going, well, I want them sitting there, maybe if they're a little bit uncomfortable, that's no harm.
Just when I did say Alfred Hitchcock, you know that the famous one he did with Psycho was before the film came on, and you were at the film, and he looked straight down at the audience and he said, do not tell anybody the end of this. And it was the best bit of advertising he ever did.
Yeah,
nobody did, and everybody went.
And everybody went, and nobody told anybody.
No, nobody told anybody. Magpies? What else? Come on.
So Magpies, so basically the not to give too much away, but the play is set on an island off the west coast of Ireland. And on the island is, an enclosed order of nuns. Okay? And basically there are only 2 nuns left on the island.
Right.
Everybody else has died away. Okay? So the lead is Mother Agnes, played by Mary, and then there's another nun or nun in formation, or not really fully formed nun, called Lil, played by Alice Lynch. And the story is about their relationship. It's about the fact that Mother Agnes is not as she was. She's haunted by memories from the past. She's not well. She's facing death. And also about a visitor who comes to the island. And I suppose the lengths to which people, when the younger nun, Lil, loves Mother Agnes, the lengths to which people will go for each other to try and help their companion. So Mother Agnes's problem is she can't pray, and she's approaching the end of her life, and she's a nun, and she can no longer pray. And Lil kind of is trying to do everything she can to assist this woman on her journey into death, I suppose. And that's what the play is about.
Now give us I know you can't give too much away.
No, I can't really give any more now, Paul. Easy, Tiger.
But is it scary?
Is it scary?
It's dark.
It's dark.
I'm going by what you've just described there. So it's dark.
It's dark. No, I don't think
Is it eerie? Is it?
Yeah, possibly. I don't think it's scary. I think it's a love story. Now people might go to the play and say, in the name of God, how could she say that that's a love story? I think it's at its heart it's a love story, but I mean, I suppose it is a little bit dark. It's challenging all the fundamentals of spirituality and its role in a person's life, silence and its role in a person's life, prayer and its role, sexuality in particular and its role in a person's life, and the journeys down all those roads, and also how much we are really products of our past.
Yes, yeah.
So that's really kind of where it's at. So and I suppose the idea is to try and tell the story through images. So pictures from the past.
Sounds
basically.
fantastic, which brings us to
Mary
Cronin.
Oh, however.
You know you were going to get away with it, didn't you, Mary? Yeah. You were sitting there saying...
I'm pretending I'm in the pub now.
Yeah, you're in the pub.
And you're a very relaxed guy now.
In fact, I don't own the pub, the drink is free. What more can I say? What are you having, love? First of all, I want to say, and I don't know if the boys can get this now, can you get Mary's scarf? Can you get that? That's the part of the play, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you get that? Can you get Mary's scarf now? Just this is very subtle imagery.
See, this is what it's all about. Images. This is what it's all about.
Hide the slush puppy.
Yeah.
That's
images.
And you play the part of Sister Agnes.
I play the part of Sister Agnes. Yeah, the who is the nun, the woman, the
Mary Swan secrecy as well, by the way.
A teenager and a demented sufferer, I suppose, you know.
Well, she's local.
Yeah. So and in collaboration with the other 2 actors, it's a joint play of 3 of us, you know, and great parts for anybody, but a great joy for maybe an actor of my years to get.
Come on.
Very strong for any woman.
What other parts have you played, Mary? Before we get to this, you're saying this like it's a demanding role, or it's...
Yeah, it is. Well, it's just fantastic. It is demanding, but it's wonderful. It's a wonderful demand, you know. It's
And you've been in theatre for...
Well, I was invited to be in a play called Red Roses and Petrol by the young Paul McIntyre.
Man, Porrick.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, he still hasn't come on. He knows my brother-in-law well enough. I get you, Porrick, don't worry.
Paul McIntyre, probably 19 or 20. I came into a part called, what was I? Anyway, it was in Red Roses and Petrol in 1997. But I am from Bailborough, so I was part of the Bailborough Drama Group. And so that was maybe 3 or 4 plays with them. I stage managed with them also. I was also backstage, I just didn't stay on the stage all the time. And great years for the group. We got to loads of All-Ireland finals. And then the 1 year when we won the All-Ireland 3-act, Kings of Kilburn High Road, we also won the 1-act, which was Tara.
I sang that play in
Did you?
the Treskel Theatre in London.
The
Kings of Kilburn High Road.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
The Treskel, yeah. Great, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Which is on Kilburn High Road.
It was the first time I think it was brought onto amateur stage. We got the rights for it.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And you were there.
I was the stage manager then.
Of the winning team.
Yeah. Bailborough Drama Group.
Brilliant. And now you've got Sister Agnes.
Yeah, this is my 3rd time with Tara's work. First time I was a stage manager for Watchdog, directed by Conor Sheridan, again for the Bailborough Drama Group. And then I was asked by Conor Sheridan again, would I be in the Hen House. And myself and Fergal Donnelly, the other actor from Bailborough, we got to Ennis and won all the awards, with our play. Yeah, the Hen House.
Mary was absolutely spectacular.
Oh!
Remember, we've got a first here.
Yeah,
right. Tara Maria Lovett. I'm going to say again, Tara Maria Lovett.
Yeah.
Because when it is at the Oscars and they say best screenplay.
Yeah. Never leave theatre. There'll be no screenplays.
Oh,
stay on stage.
Sacrilege.
We won't be slipping off to
That's
television.
when you win Tony Awards.
Yeah, that'll be alright.
Yeah,
that'll be alright.
Yeah.
It's all clicks and glam at the end of the day. Like, you'll have to get a new dress, like, either way.
No, yes. Yeah.
So Mary,
our plays are fiercely sought after, and they always get to finals in the amateur circles anyway, the 1-act. This is Tara's, for me anyway, it's my first time. Although I did see that one, the one about the fish in the teacher centre in Parnell Square. But this is her first for me, the 2-act.
And when you read the part, Mary, did you go? Did you go? Were you shocked? Did you go?
She said it's a lot calmer now than Hen House. I said, what does that mean, Tara? Well, you're a nun. Yeah, I lived with them for 5 years in Loretto College in Cavan. Yeah, border, I can cope with that. But there's a few other things in the play you'll have to learn about,
Right. Oh.
So,
I think, see, bring her there, I can see Tara here beside me. She's good.
What's she going to say? So all Loretto boarders, please come to this play.
Yeah, well, we'll be advertising around Cavan.
Because you see, it's about, the nun, as I said, we knew the nuns, but they did start as children, as teenagers, and then they had
somewhere along the line.
So this is what this play is kind of about also.
Was it shocking to you when you read it, Mary? Was it? Or as an actor, you can't be shocked?
Well, the language is so rich, and it's not conversation. It's not pouring the tea and making the bed. It's just stories told, and she's a definite way of writing that's just wonderful to get your chance to speak out on stage. What else, Tara? Anyway, when I got it, first of all, I was very honoured.
We had a meeting before the girls come on. Now seriously, you have to go and see this play because they're only letting out so much. To build up the tension, and I can tell by the girls and told them beforehand that it is very tense and it's very
I mean, I suppose when you asked Mary, is it shocking? Was it challenging when you read it?
Things were challenging.
I suppose you know, I suppose in a way, right, I'm directing.
Yes, yeah.
If you know, I'm not that comfortable with the word, but whatever, it's more collaboration between the two of us. But I suppose we've been kind of at it since the beginning of March, and we knew that there were areas in the script that were really, really, I suppose, I don't know if hot is the right word, like slightly challenge, like from an acting point of view, going to be really difficult to do. And I suppose in a way we all kind of buried our head in the sand when we were in the rehearsal process with those. Yeah. But in the last 3 weeks...
You're not going to tell us, are you?
Well, we've really had to get to grips with those areas. And it has been... But the actors are absolutely superb. And they just... I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the play is there to serve the actors, but the actors seem to have this notion that they're there to serve the play, which I don't really think is the right direction, but they've really stepped up to the mark. And it's not easy, particularly for the women, what they've been asked to do. It's quite challenging, you know. Yeah. And Mary is just acting out of her skin. She's superb.
Oh. And Lil and Terry,
Alice and Terry have been great as well, because it's not the kind of thing that maybe they would have been asked to do before.
Alice and Terry, who wouldn't come in. Yeah. They do shocking, eerie plays, but they would come in and say, Mary, come in and say,
busy people.
Busy people. And a bit shy as well. A bit shy.
Most actors are, though. It's
but they won't be shy on the 1st of July in the Rammer.
No, we'll be there to watch it.
I can tell you that. They won't be shy then.
It'll be great. And
I suppose what I really want is, I don't want this play to live and die in one night in the Rammer. I do want to try and tour this play.
It won't. I can guarantee you now it won't. I can tell by the energy that's coming from it. And even across the waves now, I guarantee you people are going to go, oh yeah, got to see that. And we'll be getting more. We'll definitely go and see it.
We'll absolutely love to have it.
Let's give me a signal saying 3 tickets.
That'll be alright, we can sort that out.
But don't forget, it's the Rama on the 1st of July. 1st of July, the Mass Rock. And you look such a nice person to be writing eerie, dark stuff.
Oh well, sure, who knows what lies beneath and all that.
Well, on that note... Thanks very much to Tara and Maria Lovett.
Thanks so much.
And Mary, thank you very much. Mary has Cavan roots, actually. Do you want to just tell us?
Cavan roots, my mother's from Cavan.
Yes.
Her name was Kitty Sullivan.
Very famous name
so
in Cavan town.
I've cousins here in Cavan and town. My father's from Sligo. So, I'm working in Cavan and I'm living in Cavan and everything to do with Cavan, and I'm very proud of Cavan.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And my kids are very proud of my children, my kids are very proud of Cavan, you know.
Brilliant.
When they come back from holidays and they see the sign, welcome to Cavan, they're so relieved to get back home, you know.
That's your home now, Tara.
As am I. When I have to go the other way down the M3, I'm dying. When I hit the toll bridge and the M50, I just feel ill.
I know.
But when I'm coming back...
Being a real Cavan man, I die when I see the toll bridge as well. It means paying out money. Tara and Mary, thanks very much.
So much.
Thanks very much
for coming in. I think we're going to... I have to see now, we're going to have a clip of Mary doing a little bit of acting for us. But don't forget, the 1st of July, the Rama Theatre, The Mass Rock by Tara Maria Lovett and starring Mary Cronin. And who else in it?
Alice Lynch and Terry Nevin.
Alice Lynch and Terry Nevin. Girls, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was really, really...
Thank you.
I'm all tense now. I'm all emotional now. And I'd like them to tell me that. Girls, thanks a million. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tara and Mary, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
We'll be back after this.
Oh, son, look at the burns that you got. Look at the times that you had. The fear of something.
Do you remember your mother and father?
The first thing I remember was a big birthday party I had. It's a cowboy party.
Are you cutting this hair?
No.
What's wrong with you? Can't remember many cowboys with long hair.
Nobody cares if we live or we die. So run down in the
What the fuck is that? You nearly got yourself shot. Don't ever come back and do it like that again. Yeah. Get out!
Are you a cowboy?
No. Not yet. I will be.
Jesse's gone clean mad this time.
No God for you here. Go to your dinner.
Bollocks, you think you have the run of the country, but you don't. Sooner or later, you'll find out you have to play the game the same as the rest of us.
Fuck 'em.
How hard you want to find that out, well, that's up to you, me bucko.
Wish I could get the fuck away from this place.
No Party for Billy Burns. That's just a snippet. Now, I hope to have people in from No Party for Billy Burns next week. As you see, that is the trailer for the film. Looks absolutely fantastic. I'll see you next week.